I published my first novel in 2010. I wrote it in 2009, and now, at the time of this recording, it is 2024. Now, I was a developmental editor for I took my first developmental editing client in 2004 or '05. So, again, this is 2024. So, essentially 20 years. And I've been working with my coach because of just streamlining things, really getting clear about my goals, really getting clear about how I want to support and help our students. And one of the things that has remained consistent over that time is my desire to be one of the most valuable tools that's in your toolbox. That has always been my goal. And the reason why is because I spent the majority of the time as an indie published author doing it alone. In the earlier years, you couldn't even go to events and say you were an indie author or that you were self-published, and people would just look at you like you were insane. And we were just like out here in these streets on our own. And over the years of learning from learning how to work directly with printers, learning how to get, back then you had to physically get your books in bookstores. This was before, listen, y'all, I remember when people first started putting their ebooks in Amazon, and I don't even think they called it KDP then. I don't remember. I wish I remembered, but I was one of the earlier people in there when people used to be scared that Amazon would steal their books. So it has been a really long journey for me. And the reason why I'm bringing this up today is I was thinking about recording this and talking to you all about what our working through the fine details of our mission. It's always been this embodiment of it, but I've been really challenging myself to get super clear, very transparent, and so that we are always aware of why we are here, especially as I bring on team members. I want to be super clear. And as I was doing it, the thought that the picture, I literally was talking to my coach about what my vision was. And she was like, I can tell you're a writer. Your vision is so clear. And it really is. But I was thinking of an illustration and an example. And the example that came to me was how I have purchased my dream car twice. And what's surprised my husband at the time was that I was very intentional about not just the vehicle that I purchased, but the dealership I wanted to purchase the vehicle from. I knew the dealership that I wanted to work with. And when I did, he was just like, okay. All right, Dana. He wasn't surprised. I don't know why that is. He was like, okay. But this dealership, they have phenomenal service. And when they don't have phenomenal service, you feel it in that you miss it. That's how good their service is. But I'm not here to talk about that portion of it, even though that was my illustration. So while I'm out doing my errands this morning, I'm thinking about the illustration that I want to share with you. And as I am thinking about this and me picking this particular dealership and what it has meant to my experience with my dream car, my car starts lights come on in my car, and I'm like, oh goodness. And I'm out and about. Y'all, I live in Houston. Between traffic and how far things are, you just cannot play out here in these streets, okay? So I pull over, and because the lights are going off. And one of the things about my car, it's really good about like being preemptive and when things are going on. And so I'm like, oh goodness. And so I call my husband, and I'm just following the directions like the car tells me to do. I call my husband. I pull over to the side of the road. I call my husband, and he must have been on a call because he works with clients during the day. So it went to his voicemail. And I had called the dealership and talked to someone there at the dealership. And the service person was like, you know what? We'll have someone here waiting for you when you get here. If you can have the vehicle towed in, that would be great. Be safe, etc. My husband calls back. And as I am just answering the call with my husband, the technician from the dealership calls. Mrs. Pittman, blah, 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 blah. So I had put my husband on hold. The technician is walking me through everything that I need to do, blah, 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 etc., so forth and so forth. I will be here waiting on you when you get here. And if you're not here by such time, I'll call and make sure you are okay. Listen, there is something about having a relationship with the brand that makes you feel that you are seen, you are heard, and you are cared for. As a woman out driving around, y'all out here in the streets, I don't even drive that much anymore. I'm not even going to lie. But knowing that if something were to go wrong, that I can not only call my husband, but that someone from the dealership calls me back just as quick as my husband. The person from the dealership wasn't even supposed to call back. They were supposed to have been waiting on me, but he called me back anyway just to make sure that I was okay. And y'all, like in that moment, I was thinking about that as an example, but it just touched something on the inside of me that made me feel like this is what I'm talking about. This is what I am talking about. And y'all might be thinking, well, dang, who is the dealership? Y'all, that's not the point. Get back on track. There is something about being on a journey that is important to you or that you've dreamed about and that you've wanted, and that someone and somebody in a group of bodies, in my case, are there to ensure that my experience is exactly what I wanted and what I, in this case, pay for. And that is what I want for my students. I want the people that are part of DTW, our inner circle, our mentorship programs, our one-on-one students, that we are a vital part of their writing, publishing journey of building their dream business, and how committed I am and how committed I am to finding people who are committed to offering that same sort of experience. Why? Because it's scary. It is scary. It is scary for you to put yourself out there. It is scary for you to write a story and people to judge it. It is scary when those reviews start coming in. It is scary when you're trying to hire an editor that really gets you and gets your brand. It's scary as you're trying to figure out what are the reader expectations and how do you create a story that you love and that readers love. And to be able to do that and not do it alone, that says a lot. And you want to work with somebody who gets it. I don't just get it as an editor. I get it as a writer. I get it as a publisher. And you are in a vehicle. You're rolling. Y'all, I'm silly. I have probably too much coffee I don't know why I have more coffee to calm my nerves, but whatever. That you are in a vehicle and you're on your journey and you're not alone, while still maintaining the control and the vision and holding the purpose for what you're doing, and that we can come alongside you and help be a support, an encourager, a pusher, a challenger, and to be there for the highs and the lows, that in the end, our goal is that you cross that finish line, and that the journey was worth it. That the time and the effort and the finances that you have invested exceed your expectations. And I just think the fact that I was thinking about you and thinking about telling you the story, and then for that to happen. And so the end of the story is, I get to the dealership. They have my vehicle. When I pull up, I'm literally on a conference call because I had a conference call that I needed to conduct today. I get out. They get my vehicle. They have a loaner vehicle waiting for me. I was able to make a cup of coffee, sign off, get in the loaner vehicle, and now I'm back in my office. And this is why I did it. And I hope that if you are a person that you are looking for someone to be a part of your journey, that you would consider being a part of the Danja Tales family. And you know what? I was going to say, I'm not going to say this all the time, but I might. I ain't even going to lie, because that's why I'm here. I'm here because this is what I'm called to do. And I know that there are people who are on this journey. I just came back from an amazing conference. And there's so many people that are out working alone and trying to figure it out alone. And you don't have to be, unless that's just what you want. As someone who's an introvert, I get it. But I always value being able to go into spaces that are safe and with coaches that I trust, to be able to get support. I have coaches, and you having a coach can help you get further faster, because we can do that together. Okay. With that said, your girl is out. I need to get back to work. I had no idea this morning was going to take the loop that it did. I feel blessed and thankful that I was very present in the moment, and that I had people that can help me do what I needed to do. Because y'all, I wasn't expecting it. And I really would love to know in the comments, what is it that you are aspiring to in your journey when it comes to your writing and publishing? What is it that you see for yourself in the next month, 6 months, 1 year, 5 year, 10 years? As someone who's been doing this over 20 years, y'all, I'm not stopping. I'm still here. Thank you, Jesus. I'm still here, still kicking and screaming, still ambitious, still publishing, and still loving my journey and loving everything that I get to do. And I am just prayerful that that continues, and that it just exceeds even my wildest expectations. So with that said, I'm out for real. Don't forget to jump in the comments and let me know if you are looking for a community where you do not have to do it on your own, where you get to handle it, but you don't have to be alone while you're doing it. Consider joining DTW, which is the Danja Tales Writers Community. We'd love to have you. I believe we'd love to have you, because some people, you just may not be our jam, but you don't know it yet. So come on over. And we have workshops and co-writing sessions and Q&As and challenges and things to keep you moving and taking steps towards living your blessed life. Okay? So with that said, I'm out. Have a fantastic day. I will talk to you soon. Now listen, I know I'm not supposed to say just goodbye at the end. Around here somewhere, another one of my talks are going to come up that are meant to motivate you, to encourage you, to help you take the next step in your writing and publishing journey. Go ahead and check out that video, and I'll see you all sooner than later. Take care. Goodbye and happy writing.